Boleh.
Boleh, doktor.
Alright, great. Okay, so how are you semua? Sehat?
Alhamdulillah.
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 Nahnu
So,
bikhair.
bikhair. Right, okay. Yeah, this time around the weather is a bit unstable, unpredictable, not unstable, it's a predictable, but in the sense of we are having changes of weather every other day. Like yesterday, I think it was very broad daylight. Now is a bit, drizzling, uh, uh, a bit drizzling and cloudy, here and there. Okay, so I hope that you can bear with this weather, and I'm hoping that you are coping well with your health condition and all that. I think the main uh, takeaway under this condition is to have a regular exercise. Make sure that you are being able to sweat a bit, sweating berpeluh sikit. Ni kan. So petang-petang ada, do you do sports at all ataupun macam mana? Ada ni?
Yes.
Because you are in Bachok, right? So Bachok is quite nice. Except for that condition of your hostel lah, the IBS hostel. How do you find that hostel? Okay boleh Boleh lah kan.
Yes.
Wish to have a better condition because at times I also involved with a small discussion lah regarding the hostel. And to be honest, that's our main intention to see the hostel are there, but not yet there lah kan. Belum lagi ada pelbagai inisiatif, several initiatives have been done in order to come up with a initial or even a start-up process for the hostel. What I mean here is hostel is one of a major physical development for a university. Jadi, however, under circumstances of government spending, we tend to have a restriction on that. Sometimes ada yang kata, why don't we laksanakan wakaf and all that for your hostel. However, for your information, tanah di mana-mana agensi kerajaan persekutuan, government agencies such as UMK, is not owned by UMK. It's owned by Pusoro Jaya Tanah Persekutuan. So that means the land is still belong to the government. We have the right to use it, but not to sell it. Something like that. Okay. Great. Okay, so as a start, I would like to apologize for being delayed. Thursday morning and all that. Got in a bit of traffic in Kota Baru, surprisingly. And so let me get this thing up about your attendance today. Okay, right. So I realized that only more or less semua hadir ke hari ni ke ada yang ada hal-hal lain? Sebab saya tengok ada dalam 1, 2, 3.
Adik.
Ya, Balkis. Loud and clear memang hadir. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So about 22. Okay, tak apa. Right, scan. Okay, anything that you would like to ask at the first instant? Ada apa-apa yang nak, ada soalan ke? Minggu lepas kita buat video kan? Semua tengok, semua participate in the ni. Okay, Zakuan? please?
Masuk, tapi saya tak ada nak buat tu. Yang doktor suruh buat tu. Sebab saya lesen. Ada
Kenapa
test.
the forum tak sempat?
Ha.
Kenapa Balkis tak sempat?
Ke dah tutup.
Memang dah
Hari tu saya
tutup
buka
sebab
tak boleh.
exactly sebab saya hanya open from 8 AM to 10 AM.
10 pagi.
Ya, 8 pagi waktu kelas lah. Waktu kelas saya buka.
Saya time tu dah pergi tempat tu dah. Driver tu ambil. Dia ambil awal gila doktor.
Kamu pergi mana?
Kelas lesen.
Kelas lesen.
Kelas pada test.
Test lesen. Kamu test kat mana?
Dekat Kandis.
Kandis. Okey, gini. Is it okay whoever miss, saya open semula. Pukul berapa hari ni kamu kena selesaikan?
Boleh?
Okey, sekejap lagi kita buat kelas up to 9:30. Then kamu from 9:30 tu kamu buatlah sampailah 10. 10 saya off semula Boleh?
Okey. Boleh.
Okey, sekejap
Doktor,
saya.
video tu hari tu saya sempat buka. Tapi bila nak buka lagi sekali tak boleh. Kan memang doktor bagi
Memang
buka
saya
sekali je.
lock. Saya lock.
Oh.
Tak apalah saya buka. Saya buka sekali lagi lah.
Sorry
Macam
doktor.
lecture
Ni
macam mana.
aneh.
Special untuk Balkis.
Tak
Mi
adalah.
aneh doktor.
Bukanlah special sangat tapi consideration lah I don't know. Saya sebenarnya kalau boleh saya tak nak strict dengan student because you are an adult learner kan. Tapi kadang-kadang kita terpaksa buat lah 10 hari bulan. Because to be honest with you, saja cerita kan. Masa saya first degree UiTM saya di UiTM Shah Alam. Class, I still remember that class. That class is I was statistic or something like that. Statistik, and saya tak pernah lambat tapi tiba-tiba saya lambat lah that day. Dan saya pergi tu dah half. Contohnya kelas pukul 8, pukul 9 saya baru pergi. And then that lecturer still remember a Chinese lecturer. She didn't marah me. Instead, she asked me to sit and just proceed with the class. Jadi next time tu saya tak pernah lambat lah. Saya antara yang awal lah datang kelas. So that's the reverse psychology of it. Okay, so Balkis, you after this, you can do it. Dan saya dah lock sehingga masa yang saya tetapkan lah. Alright, anyone got question? Tak ada, okay. I would like to open the class.
Sorry.
Zakwan,
Okay.
Macam mana tu?
Sorry sir, interrupt your speech. But I have a question about the assignment. Can you give some about the past ataupun the previous task to acknowledge clearly about how assignment going on?
Okay, right. So you want me to brief you about the assignment, kan?
Yes, because because arahan dalam assignment tu sebab macam saya tak berapa faham kita orang takut nak mula sebab takut nanti salah format.
Okay, so saya sengaja je tak brief kamu sebab I'm waiting for you to ask me. Okay, let's okay, good. Okay, let me drop this one then we discuss. Bahkan kamu kan knowledge seeker, pencari ilmu. Jadi pencari ilmu ni the discipline of it is to look for knowledge. But okay, let me share this one. Okay, this saya tak ikut sikun lah kan. Okay, now this is your assignment for a group project strategic plan. First of all, you need to be in a group lah. Semua dah ada group. dan is basically how you can use the knowledge here to come up with a learning pedagogy. Learning pedagogy is about how you approach the knowledge lah. Okay, so here it says that each group has to choose a micro or small company less than 10 years around the surrounding area of the learning purpose. So you can choose company SMEs around you in Bachok, or if you could imagine or you could access some SME in your hometown pun okay. Okay. Then you need to conduct an online interview. If you can conduct face-to-face interview, that's okay. Then the main thing here is to come out with a strategic project report blueprint. Panjang ni, 20 to 40 pages. Because it consists of 30% of your assessment. Okay, now, pertamanya the task is to study the government budget 2023, iaitu belanjawan lah, yang belum diluluskan but was tabled by the previous Minister of Finance, Datuk Seri Tengku Zafrul. Okay, kamu kena study benda tu. Okay, dan apa benda yang kamu nak, what is the purpose of studying that report? Okay, you can Google, I think it's available online. It's a full report ataupun full speech ataupun any infographic yang available. Now, here you need to suggest a growth strategy to the company using the government budget 2023. Okay, so here you can see that you need to analyze the company juga. Macam mana kita nak analyze the company? That's where you involve in the interview. Okay, tanya dia apa yang dia buat perkebunan, dan kita, for me, you need to study the government budget first. Then you try to imagine that what are the opportunities available for SME under that budget. Okay. Now, report itu akan mengkehendaki you describe and analyze the background of the entrepreneurs and the company. Basically, quite lengthy lah. Then, you need to introduce the vision, mission, and objectives of that company. Okay. You can create, but most likely they are coming from your interviews with the owner. Boleh?
Boleh.
Okay.
Maksud saya tak payah buat blueprint lah kan kalau ikutkan.
Okay, ni lah blueprint dia. Okay. Konten yang kita nak tengok lagi adalah the strategy analysis of pastel, tiles and all that. SWOT pun boleh. Okay. Strength, weaknesses, opportunity, threat. Dan you need to suggest a strategy in order to seize the opportunity and that apply to Malaysian government budget. Dan offer an overall conclusion. So, here kamu macam jadi consultant lah. Jadi penasihat kepada company tu, tapi ialah report tu tak sampai kepada company, akan sampai pada saya saja. Tapi more or less, you are telling the company what they could do in order to grab opportunities available in the Malaysian government budget 2023. Boleh? Okey ke?
Boleh.
Alright, okay.
Boleh
Okay.
Alright, cool. Okay, the first one is done. The second one is the case study. Ni Okay, nanti saya akan share a case study for you to analyze. Okay, yang ni pun group project juga 20%. Dan kita case study tu ada soalan yang kamu kena jawab. Okay. Nanti saya akan bagilah case study tu dekat dalam e-learning. Boleh? Okay, And last but not least, an industrial talk. Okay. Industrial talk ni, you need to conduct the industrial talk. Online pun tak apa. Okay. So, your group need to determine who you going to invite for that one. For that industrial talk. Selalunya kalau industrial talk ni yang dekat dengan your field lah. Okay, it could, dia tak semestinya usahawan. But siapa-siapa saja that you think that you want to hear about the company, about the organisation. Okay? Dan yang ini kamu kena ada ni lah. Ada seorang jadi MC, ada seorang jadi, macam online forum lah. Okay? So, I expect that happens during our class. Kalau boleh jam 9 pagi lah, jangan 8 pagi. Nanti ni sangat. Jam 8 pagi, 1 hour from about that. Then 10 o'clock kita dah finish off. Boleh?
Doktor, lepas tu yang case study, industrial talk ni, kita kena invite untuk the whole class lah. Macam
Yeah,
tu.
the whole class. Pilih satu je, pilih seorang je. So you decide who. Seorang je. Discuss among yourself, siapa yang kamu nak invite. Nanti let me know, nanti kami buat surat untuk dia lah. Kalau dia kata, oh tak apalah, tak payah surat-surat lah. Okay, that's fine. Is it okay?
Okay, doktor.
Alright. Yeah. Okay, next adalah saya nak tanyalah. What's your observation ni? Apa yang berlaku di sekitar kamu ni? Anyone would like to share?
Bas masuk gaung.
Oh, bas UPSI masuk gaung. So,
UPSI.
apa yang kamu observe mengenai bas UPSI masuk gaung tu?
Dia sebelum berjalanan kita kena orang kata apa? Check keadaan kereta tu dengan baik ah.
Okay, that's fine. Good. Okay, so I think it depends on the route jugalah. It depends on the jalan. Sekejap saya kena reply ni sekejap. Okay, so it depends on the route kan. Sebab kalau tengok rasanya kejadian berlaku di Tanjung Malim. Ada bentuk muka bumi di Tanjung Malim tu memang sedikit berbukit lah. Dan ada yang kawasan yang gelap. Saya pun pernah sampai sekali lah ke Tanjung Malim. Ialah Tanjung Malim ni bandar, mungkin ada siapa yang berasal daripada sana. Dia adalah bandar lama lah. It's a well established town. Cuma ada yang kita katakan tempat-tempat tu yang gelap lah orang kata. So that's one. So kita bersimpati lah dengan pelajar UPSI berkenaan. Okay, good. Anyone else would like to share? Yes, Zakwan.
Tony Fernandez resigned as COO of Asia.
Kenapa tu? Anything interesting atau something fishy atau is it only tactical move?
About interior financial crisis.
Interior financing crisis.
Yes.
Right. Great. Apa Zakwan?
Because
Apa kamu?
sebab macam recently dengan news ada satu company baru, My Airline kot, yang warna sama dengan warna Asia. Cuma Asia dia warna putih kan. Dia warna kelabu, merah kelabu. So let's say a big competition untuk Asia. Dengan Asia sekarang ni pun ada interior crisis. So agak sengit lah financial dia, suka tengok up down dia punya stock dia.
Okay, because that's a very good observation, Zakwan. Because we know for the fact sebenarnya airline ni kita nampak dia memang a very big business. Yes, they are. Because the operation is very big dengan aircraft, dengan staffing, dengan the safety and all that. But kalau kita tengok dari segi industry analysis, this airline industry is very thin, dia punya margin untuk profit. Because dia punya operation cost is very, very high. Okay, very, very high. So you are right. There are, I guess, I believe that there is some internal financial, not crisis, but in a way, dia, when you are inviting another airline, sebab dia dulu pernah confident, whereby there were one airline, Rayani Air. Pernah ingat tak Rayani Air?
Oh, yang airline patuh syariah tu
Exactly. Okay, we
Yeah.
thought that that Rayani Air is going to compete stiffly with AirAsia, and suddenly the airline died down after 1 or 2 months of operation. Maksudnya they cannot cope lah mengenai this demand operation demand of that airline. Then AirAsia is quite comfortable. Okay. Then when pandemic hit, sebab they expanded very rapidly, dan dia dah ada dekat Indonesia, dekat Thailand, in India as well. So the operation becoming very, very big. Is hard for me. It's hard to control. What more, you need to have a very high capital in order to start. Cuma the latest airline, the name is My Airline, if I'm not mistaken. Still, people cast doubt for this airline to survive. For airline to survive. Sebab Rayani died down, apa lagi yang dah masalah banyak lah kan.
Rayani die down sebab dia punya analysis, sebab dia guna asset yang besar. Maksudnya dia guna Boeing 737 which is sangat mahal dia punya cost structure dia.
Okay, good observation. Jadi kamu, walaupun kamu buat ni, nanti saya boleh recommend lah Zakwan, kalau saya kenal siapa-siapa kat airline, you can do the practical kat sana lah. Okay, good. Alright, one last person would like to share any observation? Ada siapa? Saja je nak berinteraksi.
Sir, my friends share device with me.
Macam mana? Okay, tak ada So, I would like to proceed with lecture 4. Lecture 4. Lecture 3 ada nak tanya tak? Lecture 3, seizing of business opportunities. Because last week, kita tak ada interaction, just asynchronous. Would you like to ask something?
No.
Okay, clear. Right. So we proceed to lecture 4 with the title of identifying attributes of a strategic resources. Okay. Now, in any organization, what more in business organization, resources, orang kata benda yang paling penting lah. Macam mana pula ni, macam mana saya nak? Saya dah share ke ni? Ya Allah. Stop sharing sekejap. Kadang-kadang saya lost kan, banyak sangat buka dia punya window tu. Okay, great. Okay, so in any organization, what more in the business organization, resources are very important. You can imagine resources can coming from different forms. Ada financial resources, ada non-financial resources. There are dua benda yang biasa yang kita tengok lah kan. Financial, you can say definitely money lah, or saham, or loans, tapi in a cash basis. The second form of resources would be non-financial. Yang ni kadang-kadang orang discount the influence of non-financial resources in making sure that the success of organization. Okay. So the main point here is a lot of resources out there. Banyak je sumber kat luar sana kan. But we want to determine which one is more suitable to our operation. Okay. So when the resources, we pulling in the resources into our operation, they can contribute directly to our operation dan become more successful lah. Because some resources could be counterproductive to our operation. Counterproductive ni dia tak memberi apa-apa manfaat, malah sometimes we need to allocate some of our financial resources to maintain that non-financial resources. Okay, apa maksud saya kat sini? I'm referring to some of physical facilities that sometimes we need to spend some budget to upkeep that facilities. Okay, kadang-kadang yang ini disebut sebagai projek gajah putih lah. Projek gajah putih menyebabkan kita kena maintain dia dan dia adalah counterproductive kepada operation kita. Sebagai contoh, yang ni saya ambil as a whole lah kan. Tapi mungkin dia akan guna di masa hadapan. If you go to Putrajaya, you realise there are dulu pernah ada cadangan untuk buat monorail system in Putrajaya. Okay, so ada one of the bridge there is meant for that purpose. But that bridge kita tak boleh guna pun. Kita tak boleh guna pun, dan monorail pun belum ada dekat Putrajaya. Kenapa ni? Okay, right. Now, at the end of this class, students should be able to understand the nature and type of resources. Ini sebab resources ni benda yang kita katakan dia, sebab dia terkait dengan theory of the firm lah. Firm ni, firma, organisation ni apa sebenarnya? Sebenarnya dia adalah datang daripada konsep bundle of resources. Firm ni sebenarnya dia adalah mengumpulkan sumber-sumber yang ada. Kemudian dia buat conversion dan kita mengharapkan sesuatu output yang bagus. Okay, that's the first one. The second one is to understand the resource-based view theory. Ini siapa yang nak buat research, buat masters atau buat PhD later on, kalau in management ataupun performance study, yang ni famous lah, RBV, resource based view, daripada Professor J. Barney. Dia He's from the US, dan in 1991 he introduced this concept of resource-based view. Okay. The third one is to identify the attributes of strategic resources. Yang ni strategic resources that give the actual benefit to the organisation and to the owner itself. Now, kalau kita tengok, memang daripada day one ataupun daripada lecture yang pertama, kita akan tengok benda ni. Kan? Sebab dia adalah kerangka utama dalam this subject. Okay, again, it's about the environmental scanning. Kita dah tengok dulu, dan ada strategi formulation, ada strategi implementation, dan kita ada evaluation. Okay, so kat mana sebenarnya determination of the strategic resources? Okay, adakah dekat strategi formulation? Adakah dekat strategi implementation? Okay, I would say they are cruising along these two phases. Strategi formulation and strategi implementation. Okay? Jadi masa tu kita macam, when we want to select and choose strategic resources, that means we are referring to some help that are needed in the firm. Okay? So again, kita pergi pada basic concept lah kan. Sumber, resources, input, apa lagi kan? Apa lagi benda? Yang ni adalah konsep yang hampir serupa, terma dia. Terma dia hampir serupa. But all in all, we acknowledge that it's a resources. Okay? First, we need to have the idea that resources is anything is useful. Sesuatu yang bermanfaat. It's either tangible, boleh nampak, ataupun intangible, you cannot see it. Okay, tangible, money, physical, facilities, human resource, you can feel lah, you can see the body and all that. Okay, intangible, contohnya networking. You cannot see the networking, you can see the people who are quite close to the owner ataupun to the organisation, but you can describe in actual term what are the networking, but it is a intangible resources. Satu. Yang kedua, brand image. That is also intangible resources. Brand image of Apple, for example. People sometimes tag along with a monetary value for that brand image, but it is intangible, benda yang tak nampak. Another characteristic, it is referring to a semi-permanent or sticky. Okay, so maksudnya resources ni sama ada kita as a owner of the company, we have a direct control of that resources or indirect control. So what it means by semi-permanent, maksudnya they can exist and they can go away in a not in a split second, but they are there in a temporary basis. They are there on a temporary basis or in permanent basis, sticky. Okay, contohnya kalau ada brand name tu ada yang semi permanent dan ada yang sticky. Contohnya Nike, Adidas, yang tu sticky. So the reputation of that brand is sticky because when we are talking about Adidas, about Nike, dia memang tak boleh diubah suai lah. Cuma ialah logo dan sebagainya diubah, tapi nama Nike, nama Adidas, nama apa lagi. Now yang ladies like in this class maybe bawahan exclusive and all that. Okay. So resources can be property based or knowledge based. Ini yang terkait dengan poin yang pertama tadi. Tangible or intangible. Okay. What is property based? Property based resources give entrepreneur rights and enable firm to control the environment. Ini property based ataupun tangible. Benda yang kita boleh nampak dan dia boleh guna untuk saya admit ni. guna untuk kelebihan company tersebut. Okay, dua-dua pun sama, tapi you are able to use that resources to control its environment. Okay, environment ni dia ada dua. Dia ada internal environment and dia ada external environment. Contohnya, if a property-based resource give entrepreneur rights and enable firm to control the environment, contohnya physical resources. Physical resources, building, physical facilities, building. In a property-based resource, that means they give firm to control its environment. That means if you are able to establish, okay, UMK is in Taman Bendahara, for example, ataupun UMK Bacok in Tangok sana. So, you are able to lead ataupun able to tell the outsider the environment, if you want to find us, we are here. That is resources as well. Okay. Now, property based ni dah ada katanya, dah can turn into what we call it a digital based resources. Okay. Kat mana kita nak cari, kita nak check on our digital based resources ni? Soalan tu. Kelas, kat mana kita nak cari digital based resources nowadays? Kat mana kita nak tengok, kat mana kita nak determine? Hello?
Internet ke doktor?
Ya, Google. Ataupun what we call it a digital footprint. Okay, contohnya, digital based resources, you are able to look on the internet, available on the internet, and also referring to which market they are available. Sekarang ni kan banyak kan, kalau kita sebut internet, dah ada yang kata mainstream. Mainstream is the website and all that. Ada yang spesifik kepada social media, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok and all that. So that is also, I would say, a property-based ataupun we are referring like a digital-based resources. Okay, that's because you are able to control its environment. Control doesn't mean that you are apanya orang kata control in a physical way, but it is like a figure of speech control. That means people are be able to be looking for you if needed be. Okay, kenapa ada orang lagi duk masuk ni? Saya banyak inilah kadang-kadang mengacau saya sebab saya kena change the ni kan. Next adalah knowledge-based resources are more intangible, like talent or skills. Yang ni referring to the resources niche to one or two person. Ataupun inilah, tapi dia lebih kepada we cannot explain the existence of these resources. Okay? Knowledge-based resources enable the firm to adapt and change to a changing environment. Okay. Tadi property adalah to control. But knowledge-based is that you can change the environment. For example, dia refers ini, knowledge-based resources are more intangible, like skill or talent. Okay. Bila skill dan talent ada, apa yang kita terhasil? Apa yang kita dapat hasilkan bila kita ada, if the company owns a good talent and a good skill or highly skilled people, apa yang kita akan ada?
Dapat memberi nilai tambah kepada syarikat tu.
Okay, memberi nilai tambah. Okay, contohnya lah, saya ada seorang ni hebat programming. Apa yang dia akan buat?
Mungkin kerja-kerja jadi lebih cepat.
Betul. Dia akan offer efficiency. So efficiency itu yang menyebabkan dia boleh menukar ataupun can change the environment. One more thing adalah sekejap. One more thing, they can produce technology. Indirectly lah, yang tadi yang kawan kita sebut, dia akan jadi lebih cekap. But sebelum tu, dia akan produce technology ataupun solution, technical solution. Sebab knowledge base ni ataupun talent dan skill, dia akan produce benda ni. Okay? Nampak tak? Ya, nampak tapi not that clear. Because by the nature of it, knowledge and skills, talent ni benda memang tak nampak. Because yang kita nampak adalah behavior dia, action dia. Yang itu kita nampak. Yang lain tu kita tak boleh nampak. Boleh? So, here yang Apple buat. Kan? Yang ni yang Apple ataupun leading technology based company buat, whereby they are leveraging on the talent and skill of the people in order to adapt to a changing environment. Okay? Boleh? Sama juga macam UMK, for example, if we have, then we believe that you as a student or group of students have a very much highly potential to do commercialization, to do entrepreneurship, to do whatever you would like to do. But we want you to have a different skill set and talent. Bila kita ada different skill set and talent ni, then we can start to lead to the environment. Okay, boleh? Ini type of resources. Ini type of resources. Ini biasalah. Dia ada financial, dia ada human, dan dia ada operational resources. Financial kamu tahu, money. Human, you know, like us, like me, that if the UMK want to move, they need to invest ataupun train ataupun get additional human resources of lecturers to teach in this university. And you have operating resources, but I normally refer this as a physical resources. Okay. So financial resources, apa benda dia? What are they? Okay. Ini definition lah kan. Resources which take the form or it can be readily converted into cash. Yang ni dia sebagai cash equivalent. Okay, apa-apa saja yang boleh ditukar dengan cash, dia dikira sebagai financial resources. Okay? Boleh? So, for example, resources which taken form can be readily converted into cash adalah contohnya loan. Loan tu dia sebenarnya adalah bukan cash. Dia bukan cash. Tapi we can able to convince the lender say that, okay, I have made a deal with you, then this is whatever yang dia bagilah untuk that ni. That is how we see the monetary form that can be converted into to cash. So cash are most liquid and flexible. Cash is most liquid and flexible and readily to buy other resources. Kenapa orang suka mengenai cash ni? Because they believe that every single thing here in this world have price to it. Kena ada ni lah, ada harga. Jadi bila ada harga, that means you need something monetary value to exchange with that resources. Okay, so that is the main argument why we still need cash to run or to run our operation. For example, cash in hand, overdraft facilities. Overdraft ni maksudnya kita hutang dengan bank. That means the bank allow us to spend more to what we have. Selalunya dengan facilities overdraft lah dipanggil. Loans, outstanding debtors. Outstanding debtors maksudnya orang yang kita bagi dia hutang. So they can be considered as our financial resources as well. investment in capital, investment in other businesses. So next, so far ada soalan? So far ada soalan?
Belum, Doktor.
Belum, okey.
Tak
Kalau
ada.
belum, ya. Ada soalan? Okey, kalau tak ada, shall we take a break 1 or 2 minutes sekejap Okay, kita sambung sikit Ni operating resources yang saya sebut tadi adalah mengenai physical lah. Physical facilities which allow people to do their job and are used by business to deliver the outputs to the marketplace. Ada premise, motor vehicle, production machinery, raw material, storage facilities and office equipment. It's quite common. Now, yang ni salah satu lagi resources that is very powerful. Human resource. Okay? People and the efforts, knowledge, skill and insight they contribute to the success of the venture. Dia akan produce apa? Dia akan ada productive labor, technical expertise and all that. Okay. Now, ni saya nak tanya. Kenapa? Do you agree that human resource is very powerful resources? Powerful resource? Agree ke? Hello? Hello? Hello, hello, hello.
Ya, doktor.
Ha,
Doktor ada ni, ada.
memang ada tapi tak jawab je.
Tak, doktor.
Kenapa?
Dia jadi keras lah, doktor.
Saya keras.
Ha.
Internet
Dekat.
saya okey je.
Sini lah tu yang tak okey tu.
Okey. Human resource, sumber manusia. Do you agree that this can be considered as very powerful resource?
Yes.
Yes,
I am very agree.
Memanglah student memang bagus je tu. Dia dah tahu lecturer kata nak kata yes, dia pun jawab yes. Cuma soalan dia kenapa?
Sebab human resource ni bagi saya lah kan, mengikut pengalaman saya, human resource ni dia macam mengaturkan sesuatu organisasi tu.
Okey. Artificial intelligence AI pun boleh buat macam tu.
tapi human ni dia kan cerdik lagi. Dia ada otak.
Otak bagus. Very very good. Akal fikiran otak tu ni lah fizikal kan. Otak kita dalam ni kan. Tapi kita kata akal dan fikiran lah. Akal dengan fikiran kita ni boleh buat apa?
Boleh berfikir.
Okay, berfikir.
Tapi
Aha.
in theory dia boleh, tapi practically dia tak smooth macam orang yang tak tahu nak cakap macam.
Okey, dia sebenarnya gini. Akal fikiran kita ni dia akan hasilkan sesuatu yang tidak boleh dihasilkan oleh AI, iaitu kreativiti. Sebab manusia yang kreatif. So kreativiti ni lah yang kita nak sebenarnya daripada human resource. Contohnya kan, Bill Gates kata dia suka kerja dengan orang malas ni. Kan? Because orang malas ni dia cari cara je macam mana nak cut short the work. So that one mesin tak boleh buat. Mesin hanya kita kena bagi input, AI pun sama, kita kena bagi input, then they can start processing dan they do the job. However, human being when they start think, dia adalah kreativiti masing-masing. Ikut kemampuan lah. Cara student kreatif dia. The people who are involved in technology, they must bring something to the table and make it creative enough. Boleh ke?
Okey, doktor.
Boleh,
Right.
boleh
Boleh.
doktor.
Now,
Boleh.
apa yang kita nak sebenarnya daripada resources ni? Duk cerita pasal daripada pagi pok-pek pasal resources ni. Actually, we want a bundle of resources. We want a combination of resources. Innovation combination yang kita nak sebenarnya. Okay, recombination akan menghasilkan innovative ideas. Okay, innovative idea. But you need to have a different configuration of recombination lah. Okay, contohnya financial. Nowadays, we are talking about crowdfunding as a mode of getting money from the public. Betul tak? Pernah dengar crowdfunding?
Tak
Pernah.
pernah kita.
Nanti Google. Macam ni je lah. Crowdfunding ni minta derma. You want to, you are asking the public to chip in money. Whatever yang dia ada lah, RM5 ke, RM10 ke.
Oh, impak.
Dia macam tu juga, tapi sebenarnya dia dah digunakan oleh someone in the West, and they consider as a crowdfunding because dia adalah, contohnya kalau kamu nak buat sesuatu projek katakan kan, pertama kamu minta sumbangan, betul tak? Sumbangan tu crowdfunding sebenarnya.
Faham doktor, faham.
Tapi
Bukan
carilah
buat.
nanti. Kalau Islam wakaf and all that lah, it's part of it lah. Tapi sekarang ni dah ada pun. Semalam saya pergi ada corporate training program. Yang ni memang dah ada pun company kat luar sana yang menguruskan crowdfunding dan dia kena ada license. Okay. Human resource, we talk about it. Operating, kamu faham. So, contohnya operating resources sekarang ni, kita banyak juga intai digital operating resources. So, that is new combination yang kita harapkan. But all in all, daripada sini kita mengharapkan new value delivered. Sebagai customer, kita naklah new value ni. I think kalau saya tanya kamu, ada tak dalam kehidupan seharian kamu ni, dalam yang ke belakang 6 bulan ni, you are really appreciate produk ataupun servis tu ada? Mestinya kalau kita tengok Mr. DIY, salah satu contoh yang kita boleh katakan, we are very dependent on it. Nak dapatkan peralatan rumah, nak dapatkan dalam harga yang lebih murah, for example. Okay. Ada tak yang lain yang kamu rasa macam, kalau tak ada produk ataupun perkhidmatan ni, saya rasa macam tak boleh hidup lah.
Kedai RM2 ada ke?
Apa dia?
Kedai RM2 boleh ke?
Boleh, kedai ikut RM2 memang boleh. Kan, saya pun bergantung pada tu dululah kan. Masa anak saya kecil tu pergi happy pergi kedai RM2, boleh dapat beli permainan, belilah 2. Dia happy lah, tapi main setengah hari habis dah. So this is very useful. Lagi? Apa lagi yang kita rasa macam wow, kalau tak ada benda ni, kita rasa macam tak boleh nak teruskan kehidupan yang agak selesa lah. Apa yang kamu fikir lagi?
Bagi perempuan Watson dan Guardian, Doktor.
Watson and Guardian, kedai farmasi tu Okay. Then someone says that at the moment we are so dependent on e-commerce platform, Lazada, Shopee, Facebook and all that. Dan even katanya WhatsApp pernah jam sekejap, kecoh satu dunia. Tak boleh nak itu, tak boleh nak ini kan. Even sekarang ni orang tak send email lah. Orang siap cakap, okay, anything can you WhatsApp me? Dokumen ke, apa semua kan. So that is. Kecuali saya tak praktis lah WhatsApp. Saya WhatsApp dengan your class rep saja. Okay. So, jelas ke mengenai resources ni? Sebab sekarang ni saya nak pergi pada resource based view pula. Ada soalan?
Jelas doktor.
Kenapa seorang je, siapa tu yang selalu ni kena bagi makan lebih bagi respon tu?
Sebab
Jelas.
saya dandan. Sebab
To be
saya
honest,
jarang
guys,
berbunyi dalam kelas. Jadi hari ni saya bunyilah.
Oh ya ke? Okay. To be honest, saya memang seorang lecturer yang suka interaksi. Kalau physical class lagi saya suka sebenarnya. Tapi tak apalah. Kita dapat yang ni pun dah kira okey lah. Okay, now saya nak move on kepada resource based view. Yang ni dia panggil theory of the firm. Dia nak cerita sebenarnya firm ni apa? Firma-firma, organisasi, syarikat lah, apa benda lah itu ini. Apa benda sebenarnya ni? Okay. Dia kata sebenarnya, mengikut pandangan resource-based view ni, firm ni sebenarnya adalah satu kemampuan untuk access, mobilize and deploy resources. Untuk apa? Untuk generate, firm, RBV firm must, postulate that firm must access, mobilize and deploy resources. Dia kena ada resources before they turn that resources into strategic resources for the firm growth. So, ni adalah proses sama dia. Dia ada dua proses kat sini. Satu proses, kena dapatkan resources. Yang kedua, proses kedua, try to convert the resources to become a strategic resources. Okay? Business performance and growth is achieved when the firm has valuable resources. Sebenarnya, performance syarikat, growth ataupun growth expansion of company is very much dependent on resources yang dia ada. And capabilities available as a resource of sustainable competitive advantage. Okay, apa benda pula sustainable competitive advantage ni? Sustainable competitive advantage adalah when you are able to compete in a long run. Compete ni masih kekal di situ lah. Faham tak? Okay, so kita kena terima kenyataan lah. The argument that if you want to perform, you need to have the valuable resources. Okay, kalau kamu investigate, nanti kamu buat assignment, kamu investigate, tak dapat tidak, memang tu je formula dia. Okay. Yang ni adalah ciri-ciri dia. Resource-based view, theory of the firm. Resource-based theory is holding that sustainable competitive advantage related when firm possess and employ resources and capabilities that are valuable, rare, inimitable and non-substitutable. Saya tu hard to copy tu non inimitable lah, dia tak boleh di copy. Okay. Valuable refers to because they exploit some environmental opportunity. Valuable, that means quite hard for people to get. Tu valuable.
Rumah tak masuk kan?
Apa tu? Mungkin ada belakang tabir tu ada benda lain dengan buat. Valuable, that means people need to put a price to the resources. Okay. Rare is that they are not enough for all competitors. Rare ni jarang-jarang lah. So limited edition. Rare. Hard to copy, competitors cannot merely duplicate them. Sebab resources sebenarnya kadang-kadang they are available to be grabbed. Ambil kan, beli. Tapi hard to copy, inevitable. Contohnya human skill and knowledge. It's hard to copy. So this is what I mean by inimitable, hard to copy and non-substitutable with other resources. Okay, if you are dependent so much on physical resources, location and all that, dia tak boleh ditukar ganti dengan digital. So penting contohnya tourism. Tourism, if you have some good location, very unique one, ada tranquility and all that, definitely that resources is going to be non-substitutable. So strategic resources create competitive advantage. There is a distinction between strategic and non-strategic, definitely, and common resources. Jadi resources ni ada 3. Kalau ada quiz ataupun test, kena pastilah ni. Iaitu strategic, non-strategic or common resources. Strategic, kita kata the higher thinking. The non-strategic is very important to win a bit of the competition. Common resources is resources that are compulsory for all to have. Non-capital resources and assets are strategically important. Dia kadang-kadang it depends on the nature of the business or of the organisation. Common resources refers to necessary for carrying out the firm usual activities but provide no specific advantage. Yang ni yang kita kata, yang kalau we are talking about physical resources, office. Office, dia perlu ada chairs, ada desk and ada yang boleh digunakan. Some resources may prevent the formulation and some implementation of valuable strategies due to the shortness of poor quality and imperfections. So attribute of strategic resources: valuable, rare, imperfectly inimitable and non-substitutable. Benda-benda ginilah. Attribute of strategic resources: valuable. Resources are valuable when they help the organisation implement its strategy effectively and efficiently, which that means strength, weaknesses, opportunity and threat in the environment. Valuable resources are useful for the venture operation, for example, property, equipment, people, skill, and such as marketing and finance. Rare, ini unique and valuable resources clearly gives firm source of competitive advantage. Resources may be considered rare when it's not widely available to all competitors. Jadi, kalau rare ni yang jarang-jarang ada, yang kita susah nak access dia. If supply and demand are in equilibrium, the price of the resources generate affordable, the resources will cease to be rare. Contohnya kalau lah kita rasa macam sekarang ni kan, engineering people, engineer ramai, jadi dia tak jadi rare dah. Kita boleh dapatkan simply. Okay. Imperfectly inimitable, hard to copy. Ni attribute dia. Firm that have rare and valuable resources clearly have advantages of the firm lacking such asset. However, even rare resources can be obtained in some prices. If the price is so high that the firm make no profit, there is no source of competitive advantage and all that. Okay. Ini boleh baca lah. Okay. So, the conclusion here, we can see that very different resources can be substituted for each program. For example, an expert system and all that. Okay? Boleh? Done for chapter 4.
Boleh, Doktor.
Wow, cepatnya.
Cepat pun dah nak kat jam 10 sebenarnya. So I will stop here. Definitely. If you have any question, I will be here. Dan siapa yang belum